What is the best home defense weapon? That is a debate that's been going on forever. Do you know the answer? That's right. It depends on your home and your home situation. Most people think they know what the best home defense weapon is, and they're gonna, if someone asks them, they're gonna tell them, oh, it's the AR, oh, it's the AK, oh, it's the pistol caliber carbine, oh, it's a shotgun. You don't know that person's home. You don't know that person's capabilities. You don't know if they live with other people. You don't know if they're in an apartment like I am. You don't know anything about their situation. But people are willing to tell other people what the best home defense weapon is and what they should use. So that's all bullshit. I mean, there are obviously some that are better than others in most situations. For me personally, it's the FUD special 12 gauge here. Let's just press check it. There's nothing inside. There's nothing inside the chamber, at least. I keep me a Maverick 88 Mossberg. Cheap as hell, good as hell. It's a 20-inch barrel. The 18s are a little bit cooler, a little bit more maneuverable, but I'd rather have 2 extra in the tube with just 2 inches more. No, it's always better to have 2 extra inches. Just ask your girlfriend. But keep some extra ammo on the back and on the Velcro removable side saddle. So keeping this loaded, 7 in the tube, got 6 on the side, 5 in the back. If you do all the equations for that, that's a lot of fucking ammo just to have on a gun, just to have on a shotgun. And you're more than likely not gonna need all that, but when you grab it, you know you're good to go. So why I use this, I mean, I haven't used it for home defense, but why it's my go-to is because for several reasons. One is that I don't want to get I don't have like pistols just to go around. You know, this is for like regular people that haven't purchased a shitload of guns, don't have the funds for it, or just not willing to do it. Most channels out there are for like, they'll just show you all the most Gucci shit, like the gun collection you should have. First of all, have 10 grand and then buy all this. But this is just for, I guess you could say, regular people or financially challenged folks. But I use this because I don't want my pistol confiscated. If whatever weapon you use to defend your home, you shoot somebody, it's gonna be confiscated. God knows for how long. Who knows, maybe forever. But just take a sip of this lemonade I stole from a 7-year-old, like a real man would. But I use it for that reason. I also use it because I'm not going to be at long distances at all. And this is great for most intermediate distances if you know you're not going to be going out long. And it's one shot, a buckshot. I'm running double-aught. If you hit them, which at a close range, you're most likely going to hit them if you know what you're doing. It's a one-hitter quitter. Like they probably won't make it out of there. They probably won't make it to the emergency room. They'll just go straight to the morgue, which, you know, we don't necessarily want to kill people. We want to stop people, and that will stop someone. If you're like me and you've watched way too many shootings on video, I haven't been a part of shootings like that. Some people have, obviously, you know, people that have been deployed, or law enforcement. Law enforcement would probably know more about this, but using a pistol, people survive them all the time. Even if it is a kill shot, sometimes they can get shot in a vital organ, run a fucking mile down the road and die down there. Or they'll be able to empty their magazine, continue to attack you, and then die. Or just not die at all. Shoot them 5 times, shoot them 6 times. I've seen videos of plenty of this happening. And that goes to the people getting all pissed off on cops mag dumping people. Why did you have to shoot him so many times? Well, if you've seen how people stand up to handgun rounds all the time, sometimes it's one shot and they seize up and they hit the floor. Sometimes it's 5 or 6 and they're still a threat. So, long story short, a double-aught, 8-9 pellets out of that damn thing. I've yet to see a video or heard of it. If you know of it, let me know of somebody that took buckshot at close range and was able to do anything afterwards. But that's another reason why I go with that. There is no right answer to this. Of course, if I had funds to do it, I would probably run a suppressed 300 blackout, something fucking super badass. You know, if you can afford that, get that. Or if your state will allow it, or you don't give a fuck about your state's laws. Like, I wouldn't say if I give a fuck about my state's laws or not on video. But yeah, get that. If you can get a 300 blackout with a can on it, or something like that, yeah, that's probably what I would do. But in my situation, I'm going with the 12 gauge. It will be confiscated. One hitter quitter. There's a lot of downsides to it, obviously. I'm not worried about capacity in that situation. If there were multiple attackers and they were all armed, yes, that could be a tough situation. You know, you're working the action, doing all that. A lot of shit could happen quickly. So that could be an issue. But I don't really subscribe to the whole, you know, you rack it and everybody's just gonna run. I'm not banking on that. But, you know, that is a thing too, because I will have to rack it, and whoever the fuck wants to proceed, they're gonna hear it, which could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. They could become more aware of the situation and still proceed, not giving you a tactical advantage, or they'll just bolt the fuck out of there. Who knows? Who knows? Everyone's different. Also, a great option, I would say, is get yourself a nice load. You know, you should have hollow points for most encounters, but if you have something like a 40 cal, of course, 9, 40, 45, whatever. But if it's for like home defense, I'd rather have a bigger caliber. Personally, there is some evidence on that. Go ahead and try to flame me in the comments. But a bigger caliber, and have a bigger magazine than you would normally. It's all clear. have a bigger caliber with a bigger magazine and a light on it. I'm not gonna fucking shine the light in the camera. For any video makers that do that, that shit's annoying. Could be watching this in bed at night, getting ready to go to sleep. You fucking get a light in your face. Not an expensive light, but it's a good one, like for just keeping in the nightstand. But also because I know that hollow tips from a pistol are not going to tear through 10 walls and hit a kid in China, you know, because like I said, I'm in an apartment. Yeah, buckshot. That goes into understanding your surroundings, kind of rehearsing things, where most likely you will use it. Do you have kids in the room over here? Do you have a roommate? Do you have neighbors over here, up there, or below there? Who the fuck lives out there? You have to go through all this in your mind and imagine you letting off a shot. I'm not an expert, but I've watched a shitload of Paul Harrell videos, so that basically makes me an expert. I'm kidding, but enough to know what the round is capable of. Some people have no idea. I talked to a friend. We were talking about it. He's super new into guns, and we were talking about all that. He was like, "What, for real? That'll go through that?" And like, well, what about that? Like, what about across the street? And like, well, what if the wall is made out of this? Or, damn, or would that go through a person and come out the other side? Like, I told him, I'm like, I'm not an expert, dude, but like, in general, I was telling him like what I do know, and that's something that you have to understand yourself for what you're carrying. So, you fucking guy watching this, the camera's over there, you fucking guy watching this that swears you're gonna come out with your fucking 5.56 ball ammo and you live in an apartment or whatever your situation is, and you're thinking you're just gonna let off rounds, dude. Especially if you have fucking green tips or something. Like, I know a dude who had green tips, and just like, don't ever fucking use that for that situation. Long story short, I try to understand somewhat the ballistics of what's gonna happen, and I feel like I have a comfortable enough understanding to go with my choice, but also like a second choice, like I said, a pistol, because one time I heard a bump in the night where I was living before, and I remember I had a shotgun and I had a pistol, and I swore that I would grab the shotgun, but my instincts just told me like, no, you want to grab the pistol, because it felt better, because I got to open the door, I got to move around corners and doorways, and it just felt easier that way. That's when I barely had a shotgun and knew how to move around with it at all. So, of course, a handgun is great for all that, but like I said, it's not a very good man stopper in general. So, and my stomach's talking. I gotta eat something, but also understand your weapon somewhat. I used to have a heat shield on here, and I had a pistol grip. That's how you know I don't know shit, but I was like, oh, it fucking looks dope, and it's more maneuverable with the pistol grip and everything. Took it to the range with the pistol grip. The fucking heat shield started falling off, so I got rid of that. Didn't want to deal with that. Yeah, you could Loctite it, this and that. It wasn't great, and I'm like, oh, it's just pussies that say it hurts your hand. Be a man, you know. No, that shit hurts your hand after a while, and you can't get a good bead sight. I mean, sight picture with the bead and everything. For me personally, I'll never fucking put a pistol grip on. I would never say never, but it's cool if you're trying to conceal it or whatever. But pistol grips suck, especially on a shotgun like this. Excuse me. So understand the attachments and things. I can get a light, a cheap Amazon light that a lot of people buy, but I know shit wants to jump off of a fucking shotgun quick after you start letting go of those good loads. If you start blowing those good loads, yeah, dude. Like I forgot the channel. It's a famous channel. He did a Maverick 88 like torture test, and it did amazing, except everything fell off of it. The fucking sling fell off, and the light fell off, and everything was falling off. So keep that in mind. So it would be pretty awkward if you did have a light on it and you knew it wasn't secure. Make sure your light's secure, you have a good one. Imagine you're coming through, how much of a distraction that would be. You have a fucking disco ball turning around, blinding you. It would just, I'd just rather have it, keep it nude, keep it good like that. We'll get the job done. You should have a light on your weapons though, your home defense weapons. I believe that, because most of the shit will happen in the dark, I would say. That's a whole other video with knowing your backlighting and everything like that in your home. But also, just a side note, I wouldn't have like engravings and certain things on like the Punisher fucking thing. Like, all that stuff is cool, but if you use your Gucci Glock that has, or whatever gun it is, and it's got a Punisher backplate, it's got etched in here like fuck around and find out or something like that, guess what? You're gonna use it and they're gonna confiscate it, and when it comes up as evidence in court, they're gonna say, look at this asshole, he's just waiting for a gunfight. It says fuck around and find out on here, a Punisher skull. This guy obviously wants to kill people. So that's something to think about, and shit like that will come up in court cases I've heard of, and it's not a good look. I love cops, but there was this one fucking asshole cop who murdered somebody. I would say he murdered somebody. He got off, but he had on his dust cover, what did it say? It said, it said, "You're fucked." So like, just the tough guy shit. Yeah, it's cool, it's funny, I like it too, but I'm not gonna put it on something that I might actually use. So just keep that in mind. But anyways, that's all long-winded shit. Moral of the story: quit telling people what the best home defense weapon is. It all depends on your home situation, what you can use, who's in the house, what kind of home it is, the fucking down to the walls, what the walls are made out of possibly, and the neighbors, and your capabilities. So I think that's pretty much it. Of course I want better guns, but a full-size fucking pistol with hollow points and a little bit extra on the mag. I would give it even a longer mag than this, and a light. That'd be awesome. Or a shotgun if you know what you're doing. But anyways, I hope to remake this when I have something better, and then when I could start making videos showing shit that most people can't afford, like most of the videos. But anyways, that's the best home defense weapon, is the one for you and you only. Anyways, see you on the next one.